Lesson 3.2 is solving linear equations by graphing. So here's where we're going to start introducing some more graphing. But first, can we solve this 0 equals 1/3 x minus 2 algebraically? So when we're solving this, there's only one variable. So we want to solve for that variable. So we got to get x by itself. So the first thing I want to do is add 2. So solving equations is coming back into play again. So we can't forget how to solve equations. 1/3 x, remember it's multiplied by the reciprocal, So 6 equals x. So there you solve the equation. So x equals 6 for the solution. Now, how do we solve this by graphing? So the first thing you want to do is you want the equation to be rewritten so that 0 is here where the negative 2 is. So we want to move the negative 2 over, so we're going to add 2 to both sides. So then 3x plus 3 equals 0. So yes, I understand you could do this algebraically, and I get that, and for the most part we will be doing that, but I just want to show you how to do it this way. So now basically I got to come up with a table that kind of says, all right, if I replace x with something, what is the value of my function? So if I replace, I can pick any number, let's say 3. So what I would be doing then is 3 times 3 plus 3. And what is that equal to? Well, 9 plus 3 is 12. So I get 12 as my answer for my function. So then if I were to come over here to 312, that's clear up here. So obviously that's not crossing our x-axis, which is what we want it to do. So then I could try another number, and some of you might already be able to see what x has to be in order to get 0 as my answer. If not, it's just guessing and checking, really is what it comes down to. So then maybe -1. If I take 3 times -1 and add 3, I get -3 plus 3, I get 0. So -1, 0 would be right about there. So then I have this line. If I were to connect them with a straight edge, a ruler, that is the line that I would get, but the value would be x equals -1 is what I would be looking at. I understand this is a long method, but this is just another way of doing solving equations by graphing. So let's take a look at the next ones then. So solve algebraically. Well, we know how to do that because we just did this in the last chapter, solving equations. So I want to get the x's together. I want to get them on the same side. So I'm going to subtract 3x. I'm going to subtract 3x. Notice that I get cancel, cancel. I get 7 equals 1. Well, 7 equals 1 is no solution. So there would be no solution. Basically, it's saying that the line doesn't cross the x-axis. There is no value for x that would ever make these true. If I want to solve by graphing, again, you want to rearrange this equation. Anytime you're graphing, you would want to rearrange the equation so that 0 is on this side. So we want to get rid of all of the 2x minus 6. So the first thing I would do, add 6, and I would get 2x plus 2 equals 2x. I get rid of the 2x, and what I want to do is subtract 2x, and that's gone, so then I get 2 is equal to 0, which we know can't happen. But what this is saying is that the function is 2. So right here at 2, we would have a horizontal line going that way. Notice that horizontal line never touches the x-axis, which means it's parallel to the x-axis, and you will never get a solution because it does not cross the x-axis. All right, Emily is going to a local carnival. The function m equals 20 minus 0.75r represents the amount of money m she has left after r rides. Find the zero of this function. Describe what this value means in this context. All right, so we have this graph. So the first thing we need to do is we need to label our graph. So the horizontal is going to be number of rides that she takes. So 1 ride, 2 rides, 3 rides, 4 rides. And the y-axis is going to be the amount of money. So we have amount of money. And that is labeled as M. And this was labeled as R down here. So then what I got to do is we can come up with a table of values and just kind of see where this line goes. So obviously this is going to be 0. So I would start with 0. So let's substitute M equals 20 minus 0.75 R, and M equals 20 minus 0.75 times 0. So if she went on no rides, how much money does she have? She has $20. So then we need to think about this. What does that mean? If she goes on no rides, the total amount that she has is $20. She has no more than that. So she has $20 total. So then what we can do is maybe count by 5s here, 5, 10, 15, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I can't count by 1, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I can count by 2s. So there's 20. I can put a dot there. So then maybe we can come out and try and see. Let's go with 2 rides. So if she went on 2 rides, again, M equals 20 minus 0.75 times 2. So 0.75 times 2 is $1.50. So 20 minus $1.50 is going to give us $18.50. So she has $18.50. Now, notice that this might take a while to get, because we're only down to $18.50 as of 2 rides. So then maybe that you don't like the start of that. Maybe we want to start by counting by 5s. So let's say 5 rides. So I go back up here. And again, we're not going to do this all the time. This is just a lesson that's just getting you started into graphing and the equations. We will learn quicker ways of doing this, and that is fine. But just some things we have to start at the very basic of things. So M equals 20 minus 5 times 0.75 is 375. And then 20 minus 375 is 1625. So I'm at 1625 at 5. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. So maybe right about in there. So I got a little bit more to go yet. So maybe I'm going to try, I don't know, let's jump up to 20. I'm going to go up to 20. So then I come back over here using my calculator or scrap paper, and I can say, okay, M equals 20 minus 0.75 times 20. So 20 times 0.75 is $15. So now I'm at $5 remaining. So at 20, I have 5, 2, 4, so I'm somewhere in there. So I'm getting closer. Let's try 25 rides. So now if I replace this with 25, I get 25 times 0.75 is 1875. So 20 minus 1875 is $1.25 left. So at 25, I have $1.25 left. So somewhere in there. So then we can keep going, and basically then we know we can keep going then from here. I don't want to jump up to 30 because I only have $1.25 left, so then I could go by ones now at this point. So if I type in 0.75 times 26 is 1950. So then I'd have 50 cents left over. So then I could keep getting a little bit closer. So 0.75 times 27 is 2025. I went over. So, you know, we're getting roughly around M equals between 26 and 27. So let's try 26 and a half. So 0.75 times 26.5 is 19.875. So we're getting very, very close, which means that graphing this is not going to be very, you know, sometimes graphing it is not the best possible choice ever. Sometimes when you start graphing it, it might be getting to the point where this, you know, doesn't make sense, and that's fine. Sometimes things don't make sense, unfortunately. In math, we just kind of have to go one way and then abandon it to come back and do something else. So, but just remember what you could always do then. You have this equation, 20 minus 0.75r. So basically what you can do is basically solve this for r. We know that m, let's say we're looking for that 0, right? Because it says find the 0. So find when m is 0. So 20 minus 0.75r. Add 0.75r. Add 0.75r. So we have 0.75r is equal to 20. Divide by 0.75. Divide by 0.75. And we find that r is approximately 20.67, I believe. Yeah, it's 26.6 repeating, so 26 2/3. So basically she can ride 26 2/3 of a ride, but then again you can't ride 2/3 of a ride, so then it has to either be 26 or 27. Well, she can't ride 27 rides because then she's going to go over her amount that she had of $20. So it's describing what this value means. So the most rides that she can ride is 26 rides without going over.